Very disillusioned by this debate this morning. The Greens are incredibly explicit. In 2020, we ran our Poverty Action Plan policy and it was incredibly popular. It proposed a wealth tax. So if New Zealanders, the 52% of them who polled this week said they want to see that happen, well guys, you can put your vote here and see us continuing to work for it. Because what we're talking about in the Greens is all of us, all human beings and the stuff that we create and the planet that we live on and the resources that we use and the rules that we put in place to try and incentivise or disincentivise certain ways of behaving inside of that economy. We do not live in a game of monopoly. We can change the rules. We saw it in the 30s and 40s when we had the introduction of the welfare state. We're in 2023 confronted with the climate change charged weather events that are ravaging particularly the North Island at the moment. We are presented with exactly those same choices, those political choices as a House. What kind of society do we want to build? The average New Zealander, at least in terms of my interactions, is exhausted. They are exhausted of fighting against a system, of existing inside of a system that feels deeply inequitable. And that might be why we saw that reflected in that News Hub poll that 52% of New Zealanders want a wealth tax to pay for the things that all of us rely on. To that point about the exhaustion that I think is out there and felt by many New Zealanders who have been confronted with so many issues, whether it is the weather, whether it is COVID-19, whether it is these inflationary pressures. I think it's important to reflect actually on something that hits all of us quite hard and personally, which is mental health in this country. All of us are born with genetics that we've inherited from our parents and our grandparents, but effectively it is our environment, the social and environmental variables, which can turn the potential propensity for the manifestation of mental ill health and addiction up or down a notch. That we have the lowest rates of home ownership since the 1960s. We have the highest rates of wealth inequality that we've ever had on record in this country, to see precisely why we have these rates of mental ill health. People are being bombarded with these challenges. All of us are going to look after each other. That's why I just can't understand that anybody would oppose where fairness sits in this economy.